Hi everyone. I've got a little bit of a maths project for you, and it's called Theme Park Maths, and it sort of looks like this. But what we'll be doing, rather than giving you the whole project, which is about 27 pages long, we're just going to give it in dribs and drabs so that we can get really good quality right from the start. So I'll show you just a few things. So one of the first parts is you'll receive a piece of paper like this. Now this is a grid. It's got 36 by 22, which gives us 796 square centimetres. You'll design your theme park, it will go on there, but you will only use 450 square centimetres. So you've got plenty of room to do your park on here. So the idea is that, first of all, you design your park on paper, and then over the next, however long it takes, we'll give you extra challenges. So there's things like you'll need to organise your entrance admission fee. You'll have to work out how many people will be there. You'll have to work out what sort of rides to put in there. And I'll show you those further on in this clip. But over time, you will make money on your park, you'll add improvements, and you'll see if your park is financially successful or not. So stay tuned, but above all, design it really well at the start, and then you can make some improvements. Here's what the design looks like. So here we go, designing our theme park. So first of all, we've got the grid paper here. We've got more than what we need, but we need to keep our park to 450 square centimetres. And here's the background information. So you've got a plot of land available, and you've got a $500,000 loan from the bank. So you've got to work out you've got a whole lot of tasks to complete. You've got to build your park, you've got to work out how much it costs to run, and then work out how much profit you can make, hopefully. So first of all, let's plan our park. So you've got to decide what sort of rides you're going to have, what facilities that people will need when they come to the park, like they're going to need toilets, cafes, shops and paths between all the facilities and all the rides. Sometimes you have different themes in different parks. If any of you have been up to some of those Queensland parks, there might be an aqua theme, there might be a movie theme, a western theme. So you could have a theme, you could have a Richmond theme, that would be just overcrowded. Wild West or in Africa, so you can have different themes for your park. You've got $500,000 to start with, so you've got to be pretty tight on what you do. You can't put in everything that you would like at the start. So design and draw it. Don't go over the limit, but you've got to have things like car parks, you've got to have toilets, you've got to have paths to connect them, not just rides. Now, the different things have different prices. Now, if I just show you some of these, there's Category 1 attractions, they're $50,000 each. And they each take up 12 centimetre squares. So that means it could be 12 centimetre squares, could be just an array of 12 by 1. It could be 3 by 4. It could be 6 by 2. It could be any sort of shape, but as long as it only takes up 12 squares. And that is a roller coaster, water ride, and a Ferris wheel. Category 2 attractions, they cost $25,000 each, and they take up 6 centimetre squares. Once again, you do a straight row of 6, a 3 by 2, you could do sort of a non-uniform shape, as long as it only uses up 6 squares. Bouncy castle, dodgems, fun house, haunted house, merry-go-round, pirate ship, train, circus tent, spinning ride. So, you can't overdo on one at the expense of the other. Now, you'll need rides, but you'll also need other things like a cafe or a shop or an ice cream stand. $8,000 each, they take up 4 square centimetres. Then other facilities, these have individual prices. Like you need pathways, $200 for 5 centimetres. That means that if I had pathway here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that amount of pathway costs $200. So what does each square cost then? 200 divided by 5 equals 40, 45, yep, so each square is $40. If I'm right there, yep, $40 a square. Yep, I'm just double checking there. Trees, $200 a square. So that's 1 square per tree. The lake is $1,000 per square, car park, and so on. So you need all these things, toilets and so on. And we won't go to the next part. So that's all I want you to do for starters, is to design your park. And when I've done this previously with other schools, I find that one of the main things we find is that people forget where to put the paths. They just put a ride somewhere. For example, this might be a, let's see what ride is here. A roller coaster, 12 square centimetres. 1, 2, 3, and I might just go 1, 2, 3, 4. And they don't tell us what it is. So let's label it clearly. That's going to be my roller coaster. But then they forget to put a pathway to it, so we need to have a pathway. So how do we get to the roller coaster? We might come down to there. Now that path, if each square is $40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 times 40 that costs me $240. So, and then my pathway might extend out to here. I might have more pathway going up there. I do a bit of a rough plan about what my theme park is going to look like. What am I going to put? Where's my entrance going to be? Maybe my entrance might be up here. Often near an entrance you'll have things like the toilets. So when people are coming or leaving, they might want to go to the toilet first. And not far from the toilets, well, not next door exactly, but you would have possibly some eating areas. Maybe there's an eating area here. You'll find out what sort of spaces to use. I'll need a pathway to get to there. I need a pathway to get to the entrance, and so on and so forth. So I might have toilets here. I might have a food section, a cafe here. But I don't want to have all my rides all in one area away from everything. So sometimes you need a toilet near the roller coaster, because you know what happens when your old tummy gets thrown around there. So more than one lot of toilets. If you're over here and you're busting, you don't have to go all the way over there. So maybe a couple of toilets. Rubbish bins here and there. The lake. If you want to put a lake, people need to have somewhere nice to eat. Often around a lake, if there's no shade, they're not going to go there. You'll need trees. A lot of things to consider. So one thing I'd encourage you to do is to look at some plans of some theme parks around the world and around Australia. See what they look like. Where do they place their things? How do they theme them? But above all, draw your park first of all, but keep a tally of how much you have spent. And one thing I've often found is if you have a separate bit of paper, which I don't have at the moment, if you keep a tally of how much you are spending, you've started at 500,000. Each time you add something, write down what it was, how much it cost, how much you've got left. So, draw your plan, have fun, you'll do lots of drafts. I'd do it in grade level first of all because you'll keep changing things. So, have fun, and I'd love to see how these go for you. Cheers.